What's poppin', y'all? So we've had a bunch of new developments in this whole Drake, Kendrick Lamar thing. And kind of like I said in the last video, I don't expect Drake to publicly say anything, but he has to let people know that he noticed it and put things out there, like slight jabs at the fact that he knows what's going on. And he did just that. And people are saying, yo, get in the studio. He will not be getting in the studio anytime soon, nor would I expect him to, because he was pretty much caught off guard with this. The one thing that I do find interesting, I'm going to go into the develops somewhat chronologically. You could have followed this at helloyassine on Instagram. I'm pretty much posting everything. But one thing that I feel like no one's really talking about is where Travis Scott fits into this. Because there was a post I put out when Travis Scott wanted to play Kendrick's diss at Rolling Loud because he was playing the song. And yeah, then he didn't play Kendrick's part when it was a while back at Rolling Loud. I think it was like maybe a week or two ago. Travis Scott has had a relationship with Drake for a while. So where does Travis Scott fall on this? I mean, they had Sicko Mode together. It's Travis Scott's biggest song ever. After that, Future, he's been taking shots at Drake if you just look through the album. And one of the funniest things is the picture of Drake at Miami the night that the diss came out, and they corresponded the time of when the diss track dropped, what time it was in Miami, and his reaction. I don't think the guy was, I think they just caught him off guard with certain types of photos. Obviously, you don't expect to see him smiling, and I do think if you're Drake and you're just scrolling through your phone and you're getting all these DMs and you're out at a restaurant and you're like, oh, yo, Kendrick just dissed you, you're like, oh, shoot. The last place you want to be in public is because everyone's going to talk to you about it. So I think he was just upset, like, damn, my night is ruined. I can't even just kick it at this, I don't know if it's a tour date, but at this little break that I'm having. Now I got to get up out of here to avoid press and people asking me questions about it. And that's probably what left him somewhat upset. Then people are throwing different theories out saying that, yo, did J. Cole know what was going on? Because J. Cole and Metro Boomin were in the studio together a month ago. The one thing that was the most surprising to me was Nav unfollowing Drake and this spurring this whole like Civil War argument. So what does Drake do? He puts out a quote from Nav's song on his Instagram post talking about I'm in Turks, I'm in Turks, which is one of Nav's biggest songs, if not his biggest song. He walks out to My Savages after Future, has that issue with him, which I think that whole background is so sus. Like, he's upset because someone did an album with him, but then people were saying, no, he did an album with 21 Savage to get back at Metro, and 21 Savage wasn't really a collab album, quote unquote, people were saying, because the majority of the tracks were either Drake solo tracks or Drake carrying in terms of being on the track a lot more than 21. I think that might be a little bit of a reach, but you can't really discount anything. And then the most recent clip he puts out where people are saying he's addressing Kendrick, I do think it's addressing Kendrick. It's not a reach. And I'll play you guys the clip right now. It was at a show just last night.
A lot of people asking me how I'm feeling. I'm gonna let you know how I'm feeling. And listen, the way I'm feeling is the same way I want you to walk out of here feeling about your self. Cause you know how I'm feeling? I got my head up high, my back straight, I'm 10 fucking toes down in Florida or anywhere else I go, and I know that no matter what, there's not a nigga on this earth that can ever fuck with me in my life. And that's how I want you to walk out of here tonight. But in order to, get yourself all gassed up, riled up, and move towards the future, sometimes you gotta acknowledge the mistakes that you made in the past, right? Right? So this is what I want you to do. Everybody in here.
So there's that clip. And then Drake's dad even puts out a post saying, yo, I'm about to drop some new music and I'm not sure if it's going to sell, but I am going to call some of my homies and get them start a beef with Drake and get them to unfollow him, and that's going to make my stuff shoot up to #1. I'm sure this is going to work, so let me get some people on board for this and watch what kind of attention this gets. I will be #1 one day. I don't know if Drake got him to write this, but this does make sense. Think about it. Metro Boomin has never had a #1 single as a lead artist. I don't want somebody, man, he produced it. No, as a lead artist. So for example, like Khaled, I don't think, has Khaled had a #1? But Khaled producing on something or getting credits is different from Khaled being the lead artist of a song. And this song is supposed to go #1. Think about it. If there wasn't this whole rollout attached to Drake, attached to people unfollowing him, this is a pristine rollout. And Metro Boomin's last rollout was really clean too. He's had consistently good rollouts since Savage Mode 2. Savage Mode 2 had already had the hype of Savage Mode 1, but then he had Heroes, the Heroes album, and then he had this. So Metro Boomin's been on a tear, and I think this is a part of it because people are going to listen to the song so much more carefully and so much more often to uncover these gems where they think someone's dissing someone else. And then the whole unfollowing thing, which, where does this put Weeknd and Drake? Because Nav is unfollowing Drake. Nav is XO. Was that like a top-down thing that they're not messing with Drake? And also when Drake was walking out, he was with Chubbs, and he's talking about like my savages. Chubbs is like his right-hand man. He's always had this crew from Toronto since he got in the game, which much respect to him. He's managed to keep the same guys around, and they've managed to contribute value to stay around him and not just do a bunch of nonsense. When have you seen Drake's guys embarrass him, get into some foolery, make him look bad, give him bad headlines, other than like Baca? But that was before everything really happened, and they were going crazy with that. But that guy's just been kicking it, and Drake gifted that guy a hit song, just like handed it over to him, which that song was fire, and I think it would have not hit as hard if it was Drake that was performing it. With that being said, 21 Savage, this is an interesting position that he's in, because is 21 Savage just going to stay out? Remember when 21 Savage was always talking about, yo, you have to pick sides? Or he didn't say you have to pick sides to everyone else, but he said in general, you kind of got to pick a side. And when it was, I think it was the Dirk beef, he sided with Dirk. I forgot who Dirk was beefing with, but he's been taking sides, and no knock to him, but this is the first time where him taking a side is not obvious, and it's a difficult decision. And we're going to have to see who he chooses to hop on a side with, because Drake, they just went on tour together. He has blessed 21 Savage. Really, really given him blessings. Taking his career to a whole nother level from years ago. I remember when they had that song No Sneakin'. Was it Sneakin'? I think it was just Sneakin', but it was the VHS effect on their music video. And it was early in 21 Savage's career. Yet 21 Savage has also been really, really close with Metro. They've got 2 albums together. I'm pretty sure Metro Boomin was producing for 21 Savage before Drake even linked with 21 Savage, because 21 was getting these beats from like Zaytoven and Metro when the guy was not even lit. One of the most interesting things, but nobody wants to call him an industry plant. But hey, I digress. They'll come for Ice Spice instead, who had a no-name producer before she blew up. And still, the name of her producer is attached to her blowing up. So it's not like this guy was popping. People will pick and choose. That's the normal course of events. I think Drake will have a tough time, because one thing that I forgot, it escaped my mind that Drake kind of got washed on that Pusha T beef. Granted, Drake was bigger, and I think the fact that he was so much bigger than Pusha T made people forget about what happened. And Drake's diss song was better, yet Pusha T just dropped this nuke out of nowhere, which is, oh, hey, you're hiding a kid. And that's pretty much what carried Story of Adidon. It's other than that, but he didn't respond after, and it looked bad on Drake, and he recovered, and he came back bigger than ever, and people somewhat forget about that unless you're a Pusha T fan. Pusha T fans, they live on that beef. They're like, yo, Pusha T washed him, this and that. Kendrick is a different story. Kendrick is not Pusha T in the sense that Kendrick does have the commercial accolades as well as the quote-unquote critical acclaim that a Drake has. Sure, he doesn't have as many number ones or entries, but if you're in rap, you're looking at them as peers. Like, they're on the same level. They're both doing huge shows. They're both globally recognized. There's not that much of a difference. And I think that puts some unease in Drake's heart, where he's like, whoa, I need to really, really evaluate my next move. And being on tour while it's going on, the fact that he's still able to put on good performances just goes to show that this guy is a showman. And really, really, I think this guy loves his job, because the fact that he's been doing this so consistently, this sounds like what he lives for. Whereas I think people like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole have a more quote unquote balanced lifestyle where they take breaks, maybe they explore other things, family, all that. You know, Drake's got a son and he spends time with his son, but it seems like his priority is, hey, I'm staying at the top of this game. The thing we have to talk about too is, if Drake just ignores this, what's going to happen? Right, let's say we manage downside. If Drake ignores this, are people going to keep bringing it up and coming at him? I don't think so. 6 months from now, if Drake just pretends this never happened and maybe like throws slight shots here and there that are really cryptic, doesn't directly come for anyone, I think people just forget about it. Unless Kendrick gets active. Because I think Kendrick needs to do more than Drake. Kendrick just dropped an album. The guy takes 5-year breaks. Well, he doesn't consistently take 5-year breaks, but the last time he took a 5-year break. And he just dropped that album, last year? Sometime around there? within the past 18 months. He's not going to drop another album soon. If he drops a song, will he drop a song? Best case scenario, I think maybe he drops another disc with Baby Keem or something, or on another feature. Well, I think Drake has won the public favor when it comes to being able to just sit back and wait, because he's dropped so much music consistently. If he doesn't respond for 6 months, this will all blow over. I genuinely believe that. Unless Kendrick keeps applying the pressure. And I think Kendrick has taken so much time off that we need you to apply the pressure consistently to even warrant a response for someone that's been in the game the whole time. It's kind of like, yo, this guy's been a star player for the entire season, playing 40 plus minutes a game, and then you come out and you're good, but suddenly, you want the ball all the time, or you want people to look at you. It's like, well, put in some work, show up, and then we'll talk about it. That's just the way I see it. I wouldn't want Drake to respond for his own benefit. Now, if Kendrick starts getting active and continuously poking and prodding at him, then that's a different story. But that would take Kendrick consistently being active throughout the year on multiple features or songs of his own, which I think is unlikely unless he really, really, really has an issue with this guy and is like, okay, I'm here to take the throne. I'm here to take the throne from this guy. But let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.